Hey everybody, welcome back to Gideon Stuff. And today we are talking about firearms. Where are the guns, Gideon? So I'm making this video because I've gotten a lot of questions and comments about firearms and things, and I just want to address a little bit of that. These comments tend to come in two varieties. Number one, people who are genuinely curious and just asking. And number two, people who are being a little bit snarky or, I don't know, macho. And so I want to address both. Number one, sometimes people ask, are you ever going to show guns on your channel? And the answer is I have already. I've shown guns a little bit, but I'm not ever going to do like dedicated gun content. At least I don't foresee myself doing anything like that soon. I enjoy guns a lot. I grew up, around ranches and things, and so firearms were always part of my life. Growing up, I was taught how to use a gun, and I competed in shooting sports. Pretty good shot. I love hunting, things like that, but I wouldn't consider myself to be a gun guy the same way that I'm a knife guy. I wouldn't consider myself to be really a gun enthusiast the same way I'm a knife enthusiast. I collect knives. I mean, of course I use knives and I really enjoy the utility of them, but I also collect them because I think that's fun. With firearms, I love shooting and I love handling new guns, but I don't really collect them the same way that I collect knives. Maybe because of expense. But also, I don't think I would be the greatest vessel for learning about firearms. Honestly, someone who would make a better gun tuber than me is my cousin Austin. I've had him on the channel a couple of times. He'd probably be a much better gun guy than me. The way I am with guns is kind of the way I am with my truck. Like, I know how to use my truck. I know how to fix it up if things go wrong. But I wouldn't call myself a car person. I'm not always in the shop, making modifications to it and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's kind of how I am with firearms. So this gun here, this is a Remington model 783. This is chambered in 223. We are clear. And this is the gun that I use on the ranch for coyotes, things like that. This just works out pretty good for that kind of stuff. And that kind of segues me into the next thing I want to talk about. Whenever I post videos about me, like being in the woods and things like that, some comments I get all the time are, well, where's your gun? Where's your gun? You need a gun. You're not complete without a gun. And I do sometimes take a gun with me, but not always. And there's a couple of reasons. Number one, I grew up in these woods and stuff, and so I know them very, very well. And, I mean, this isn't like an excuse for not, taking safety precautions, but it would be very hard for something to go wrong. Basically, anywhere within probably a good 100-mile radius, if I'm out and about, I know, the Valdez Ranch is right down the road, or, if I hit Forest Road, whatever, I take that down to the highway, be alright. So, a lot of times if I'm just going out for the day, I don't usually worry about bringing a gun with me. I just don't feel like I really need it. The other thing I want to talk about in regards to that, if someone came up to me and they told me, Gideon, I'm going to drop you in the middle of the woods with either a knife or a gun, but not both, I would take the knife. As a survival instrument, I think a knife is far more versatile than a firearm. So yeah, a little bit more on the survival stuff. One of the comments I remember was, I was taking a hike, I posted my knife, I posted a video about my knife, I had my dog with me. And the comment was, well, you need a gun. Something along the lines of, you need a gun. And yeah, absolutely, I agree. But, like I already said, I would rather have a knife than a gun. And again, it all depends on what you're doing, right? If I'm just, I mean, right now I'm sitting in my old house, and I mean, the mountains are just right outside. And I know those mountains really, really well. And so, sometimes I just want to go for a walk, and I go for a walk. And, stuff happens. So stuff could happen, right? But I'm a lot more prepared to deal with it like this. If I'm going like way out on a camping trip or something, going out in the boonies, yeah, I'll take a gun for protection. So one thing that I've noticed with a lot of these comments is, where's your gun? Do you carry guns? Where's your gun? And I mean, the answer is kind of a yes and no. I don't always carry guns, and I mean, there's a couple of reasons for that. One reason is, as you guys know, I'm not on the ranch all the time anymore, right? And a lot of my time is spent in academia, right? I'm working on my degree, I'm, in college. A lot of places where not only is a gun not something that I would want to have, it's something I wouldn't legally be able to have, and it's also something that I just don't feel any need to have, right? And the other part of that is, running around on the ranch. I remember a video where we were moving cows, working cows. It was a short. I posted it, and I showed what I had in my pocket. I had like my pocket knife, and I showed off my pocket knife and stuff. And the comment was, well, where's your gun? Where's your gun? And well, number one, this is primarily a knife channel. Although, I mean, this channel is a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on this channel, but primarily a knife channel. So, I didn't want to show off my gun. Number two, guns and YouTube sometimes don't get along, so I don't know, I'm not really that concerned about making YouTube mad or not, but, it is something I've thought about every once in a while. And number three is, yes, I do carry guns, but you guys don't see it all the time, right? I don't talk about it all the time. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I post. Sometimes I'll be manic about Instagram. Like, I'll post a lot of stuff for a couple of months, and then I'll get too busy and just forget I even have Instagram. And I apologize. There's a lot of people that send me messages on Instagram, and I'll go for weeks without even looking at Instagram. And sometimes I post stuff about guns on over there. But again, the other thing too is, you guys don't see me, 24/7 for everything I do in my life. So there's a lot of things that you guys just don't know about. Another question I get asked, and this one is one of the ones that's more genuine, is, do I ever take a gun to work? As a lot of you know, in the summers I work as a cowboy, I work as a fence builder in the mountains. We're out away from everybody. And the answer is yes and no. So we do keep a rifle in our vehicles. And so, if things go sideways, we can grab that. But I have carried a pistol to work. And one of the occasions was there was a mountain lion that was leaving its kills around the cabin that we call our home base. And so we saw this guy a couple of times on the prowl, and mountain lions are scary. Mountain lions are scary. So I did carry a pistol with me for a while that season. The reason I don't normally carry a pistol is because I just prefer not to. I have a lot of stuff on my belt already. So I have my work belt that's got my hammer hanging off it, my pliers, I've got a pouch full of staples, I have my knife there. And so adding more on just seems a little bit redundant. It seems like something I don't really want to do, especially since I'm hiking up hills like this, fixing fence and stuff. It's just not it's just, not really my thing. Alrighty, there's going to be a weird cut in this video. It's much later in the afternoon right now. I went and did some stuff with family. This is the last day I'm back for spring break before I head back to my place. And you come up for spring break and everyone wants your time, right? Everyone wants to visit with you. Siblings, parents, grandma, grandpa, everyone wants to see you while you're in town, so gotta make room for everybody. Can't remember what I was saying. It's probably gonna be a pretty crazy edit, but oh yeah, I was talking about cougars. So yeah, I did carry a pistol at that time, but usually I prefer not to carry a pistol. And even when I'm out hiking where I'm going out into the backcountry, way far, and I want to take a gun with me for a little bit of added security, I very rarely choose to take a pistol. Normally I'll take a rifle. I prefer 30-30s just because, they're good bush guns and I like lever guns. But, I feel like a rifle is better in most outdoor cases, most outdoor scenarios, compared to a pistol. I love shotguns though. I love shotguns. I think I enjoy shooting shotguns more than just about anything else. Yeah, so one of the other comments that I get about firearms is I'll show off a knife and I'll have someone come and be like, just use a gun. A gun will do way more damage than a knife. And I absolutely 100% agree. If you're going to be carrying a weapon, if you're going to be carrying something for self-defense, I am a huge advocate for carry a gun. Don't carry a knife for self-defense. Unless you are Doug Marcaida or someone who is incredibly well trained with using a knife, carry a gun. Right? I think it works out better. Right? So I don't carry knives as weapons. I carry them as a tool. If I need to defend my life, I want to have a gun, right? One of the things that I use a gun for the most protection is snakes, and even then, it's on a kind of specific basis, right? So, gosh, I've killed so many rattlesnakes, but I really only like to kill them if they're an imminent threat. So if you find them in the chicken pen, they gotta die. In, goat pens or around the little goats, they gotta die. Find them by the house, by the front porch, where the kids are, they gotta die. If I'm out hiking and I come across a rattlesnake, unless I feel imminently threatened, I'll back off and walk around, right? A couple of times I've taken sagebrush bush. That's something you can do. I was actually taking my sister and one of her friends a long time ago were hiking. We ran into a rattlesnake, and people were kind of freaking out. But I took a sagebrush frond, and that's not really the word I'm looking for, like a bush. Anyways, grabbed the base here. We had all that, and you just kind of poke it at the snake, and they can't really strike through it, and so they turn around and they'll slither off. So there are other ways to deal with things. I feel like than with guns, and like coyotes are a great example. If I'm out hiking and I see a coyote, because occasionally coyotes will follow you around. They're not like, a lot of times it's not like they're really hunting you. Like a coyote is generally too cowardly to take on a full-grown man, but they'll just kind of follow you, just kind of like, what's going on. If there's like a group of them and I kind of see them, usually I'll fire a shot in the air or something, scare them off. Just because. If they're on the ranch, however, if they're down trying to get to the goats or something, you gotta shoot to kill. So, yeah, there is definitely that. Some people have asked me about like bears, and honestly, I don't have a whole lot of problem with bears. I've run into bears several times in the wild, and the way I always like to treat it is, let them be, right? Hey guys, it is late night, bad haircut, slightly sunburned, editing Gideon. I'm editing the obviously the video you're watching right now, and I feel like I came off a little bit flippant in what I was saying about bears. No, be careful, right? Be careful. A bear will you up, right? So, all I was trying to say, and maybe you guys did get it, I didn't like the tone of my voice when I was editing this. All I was saying is that, be safe, absolutely be safe, know what you're doing, be respectful, around wildlife, and I'm not like a bear whisperer. I don't want to start a fight with a bear because I will lose. I will probably lose that fight. However, if a bear is attacking you, definitely shoot it. Right? Do what you can to not end up as a bear snack. So there we go. So I remember one time I was walking the fence, just checking on the fence, and I come up over this little hill, come through some scrub oak, a little aspen grove, and come up over the top, and there's a bear sitting right there, little cinnamon black bear, and he was pretty dang close. So I come up over the hill, and he kind of turns and looks at me. I backed up, and I backed up. Don't turn your back on animals. That's something I've learned. But kept my eyes on him. I slowly backed up. Once I was out of sight, I turned and I walked and I left. I walked back down to the bottom of the mountain. I decided, you know what, that bear was there first. Another time, I was having a bite to eat, and I'm sitting out under this tree. There's some bushes off to my right quite a ways. So I'm sitting under this tree. I'm eating my lunch, and I hear some rustling going on back there. I don't know what that is. And pretty soon, this little bear, not quite a cub, but definitely a young bear, comes tumbling out and looks over at me, sees me, and kind of startles, and it runs back. And I picked up my lunch, I got back in my vehicle, and I stayed there because, I didn't know if there's a mama bear around. I didn't know, just treat wildlife with respect. It's never my intention to start a fight with a wild animal, and so, if they bring the fight to me, though, I'll get them. One question I get a lot is, what gun do you EDC? And the answer is, I really don't. Again, with school, I'm always different places. I'm always going all over the place. It's just a little bit of a hassle for me, right? I already have to worry about knife laws, right? And so, absolutely, once my life gets a little more settled and stuff, yeah, I'll carry. And I will let you guys know what I carry then when I do. But as of right now, I don't really EDC a gun. When we're out working cows, when I'm out in the woods, something like that, I'll carry one of my rifles or a pistol or something. But, I wouldn't really call any of that like an EDC gun. So, yeah. For me, firearms have also, for most of my life, been a real bonding thing with my brothers, my dad, my grandpa, my cousin. Firearms, it's a family thing. You get together and you go shooting. Everyone shows off their new guns at get-togethers and things, and I really love that. Let's go, boy.
Forgot. Birdshot don't cycle right. Oh, the fin. Yes.
Go for it. Woo!
Owie. I think the cow's got a headache. You want me to film this too?
Oh, it's rolling.
Oh, it's rolling?
That's roll. I just been leaving it rolling. It's been getting all of us.
Want me to point it downrange or at you?
That's. You can point down range if you want.
All right. Damn.
That was impressive.
It's a bitch. I've never done with a pistol.
That is
I've
quite
never
the
done
cowboy.
anything without pistol.
So, basically, to sum this video up, you won't see firearms on this channel because, number one, I'm not really a firearm channel. What is my channel? I don't know. I put a lot of weird stuff on this channel, but guns, maybe in the future, right? But I don't foresee it being anytime soon. Number two, I do carry guns a lot, and I just don't see it on the channel. So, you know, people asking, you know, why aren't you carrying a gun? You know, do you carry a gun? I'm not anti-gun. I want to say that right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's pretty clear, but I'm not anti-gun. I do carry guns, just you guys don't see it a lot. There's a lot of my life that you guys don't see, right? There's a lot of my life that goes on that I keep the cameras away from, and that I just don't share because either I don't want to or I don't really think it's beneficial for the purpose of this channel. And, you know, I guess that's really just the summary. I wanted to make this video just because a lot of people ask, and, you know, if so many people ask the same question multiple times, it's worth answering, right? So, there it is. I hope that was satisfactory, you know? I hope you got what you were wanting to get out of this, but anyways, don't forget to like this video, comment below, and subscribe. Hey, actually, tell me what your favorite firearm is. I gotta think, what's mine? I've got a different favorite from, like, favorite that I've ever fired versus favorite that I own. One of my favorite guns that I own was actually my very first rifle. It was a Marlin Little Buckaroo in .22 long rifle. And, man, I remember when I got that thing, I was thrilled. I think I was 12, 13, something like that. And, yeah, great little gun. But, yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. I've been Gideon. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.